Goku turns Super Saiyan, Glorio hiding secrets, we finally meet the Demon World King. This and more in the latest Dragon Ball Daima episode 5, Panzy recap. But before we get into it, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more Dragon Ball content, or else these bandits are gonna come get you. We start the episode off with Panzy, Goku, Kai, and Glorio all kind of looking upon each other, and she quickly asks Goku, "Yo, how are you so strong?" And Goku kind of confused by the question. It's like, "Yo, just training." And she's like, "What?" And he's like, "Training's just kind of training." And then Pansy notices that Goku has round ears, which is of course not common in Demon World. So she asks him where he's from. So Glorio quickly lies and tells her that he is from Demon World too, which is, I guess, a easy cover up. But again, most demons have pointy ears, so I don't know why she fell for that. Probably didn't, but she's understanding that these guys are a little suspicious. Goku and Kai congratulate her on what she was doing, even though it didn't really turn out her way. She kind of gets a little upset and says, "Yo, that was not part of the plan. The bomb was wet, so that's why it didn't go off." Glorio, kind of over everything going on, he's not a very trusting guy. He's like, "Yo, let's roll out." Panzy, with more questions, asks them where they are going. And of course, Goku, in a very trusting, silly manner, because we all know how Goku is, tells her that they are going to Kadan Castle to beat the Third World Demon King. Even though Kai and Gloria are a little bit upset, I'm like, "Yo, why are you telling her this?" As the gang prepare to leave, Pansy is watching them and proceeds to just straight up follow them, which is annoying Gloria. And he's like, "Yo, what are you doing?" She's like, "Yo, why are you so gloomy?" Giving us that, like, curious factor, but also this dude's emo for real. We then go back to Goma's guards, who just got the smackdown laid upon them by Goku, and they're kind of waking up. Some are like crippled, some are just still passed out on the ground, and we see that hit honcho like, "Yo, who was that activated scholar? We need to find this man." And of course, Goku doesn't have a collar, so they have nowhere idea where he is. So they proceed looking for him. We go back to Goku and the gang as they continue walking. Just like every episode, Goku gets hungry and he's like, "Yo, guys, I'm hungry." Like, this dude cannot, like, he has like three emotions: wanting to fight, sleep, and just eat all the time. But of course, Pansy comes in clutch and she has a couple snacks and she gives them to Goku, which kind of holds him over. She then tells Goku her name, Pansy, which of course Goku, in typical funny fashion, is like, "Yo, that's a weird name," but goes to tell her his name, Goku. And then he's like, "I have two names actually. I have Goku and Kakarot." And of course, she's from the demon world. She's never heard names like that. She's like, "Yo, those are some weird names." And of course, still curious about how Goku is so strong, she asked him, "What type of Majin magic do you know?" Because apparently every Majin has some type of magical ability. She then shows us that she has like some telepathic powers where she like kind of holds her hand and she like kind of made a rock float, just not that strong. She's on her 11 game from Stranger Things. But she says they're like, Goku and Kai are like kind of impressed. Like, they've seen better, but they're being nice. She then says, "My real skill is machinery," showing that she is basically the Bulma of the demon world. After showing us her ability, she then asks Kai what his name is and if he's a glide. And he tells her his name and then also tells her he is a glide. But she's kind of confused because she thought all the glide left for the outer world years ago. So she basically next asked him, "What are you doing here?" And he quickly responds with, "I'm just journeying," which makes her a bit suspicious because most people don't come to the third demon world unless they're here for business. But anyway, Gloria is finally sick of all of her questions and then says, "Hey, go pester someone else. Like, I'm tired of you." She then gets sassy back with him and asks him his name. He kind of just flat out ignores her. But of course, in typical Goku fashion, he jumps in front of her and tells her it's Glorio. And of course, he's wrong, like for the fifth, sixth time. Then Glorio corrects him, telling his name. They eventually like they reach a marker and get ready to go a certain way, but Pansy corrects his Glorio, saying, "Hey, I actually know a shortcut if you want to follow me." So she's showing that she's actually kind of useful in this journey. Begin talking about Goma and how it's messed up what he's doing to the town people, and like stealing their lifespan is really messed up. And even though Deborah was a bad guy, he was never that bad where he was stealing people's lifespans. We then find out that demons have a lifespan of over 1,000 years, which blows Goku's mind, and that also Pansy is 82 years old, even though she looks like a child, which confuses Goku even more. We eventually get all of them arriving to Kadan Castle, and Goku, just having no filter, clowns him like, "Yo, this is the castle. I expected more." And then Pansy again gets upset and says, "Hey, this is actually really nice for the third demon world." Kai then asks, "Yo, what is the Demon World King like? And Glorio's like, yo, imagine like the mafia. That's what you kind of get, which is kind of funny because like the Demon World has a mafia, or do they have the Sopranos there? Like, okay, I guess there's some the Sopranos on. I'm like demons there, but we continue, and Pansy again corrects them, saying, hey, he's not that bad. He actually only steals from criminals and kills bad guys. As Glorio states, okay, that's cool and all, but we still need a plane. And Goku says, we need to quickly go rescue Dende from Goma. We go to Goma's castle and we see like some of the workers, like one of the workers, she's reading a story to Dende as a baby. He's kind of chilling, he's enjoying the vibes. When Goma comes up out of nowhere, he's upset. He's like, yo, I need a little bit more passion in this storytelling because my goal is to raise this Namekian and then get him to make me some Dragon Ball. So there's a whole scheme. He's not going to kill Dende. He's just going to use him for his Dragon Ball abilities. Because Dende is actually very useful. If you can control him, you get to get some magical Dragon Balls that can make any wish you want. So I get the plan. We go back to Goku and them, and they arrive at the front of the castle where they meet some guards who are kind of giving them a hard time, like saying like, "Yo, who are you?" They remember Gloria, but they're like, "Yo, who are these other two people?" Then Pansy comes from behind, like Goku and them. Is like, no wonder everyone thinks we're the mafia. You guys are giving them this idea, and we find out that Pansy is actually the princess of the third demon world, which is like just super surprising. And like she basically Kai and I'm like, why didn't you tell us? She was like, you gotta be kind of careful. I mean, I get it. You just met these people, so how'd you tell them that you are a princess of this area right away? And as they walk around and kind of just discuss this, there we get some more shots of like the demon like castle, like, and it looks kind of cool. It has a training ground, has a kitchen, there's a garden and everything. We eventually reach the door of the Demon King, and as they open it, we get a cool shot of him. He's this giant hulking like blue Majin with some funny like gray hair, like a funny hairstyle, and some weird armor. But of course, he arrives. He calls out to Gloria. The first thing he does is call to Gloria, saying, "Hey, you were supposed to bring people who could beat Majin Buu, not some children." Calling both Goku and Kai brats. And then I know Panzy's like, "Wait, hold up, Dad. These guys are actually about it. You see that? You see that guy in the orange? He's got them hands. He's not to be messed with." Talking about how Goku saved her earlier in the day. The king eventually thanks Goku. And then Pansy then asks her father, "Yo, why did you want Glorio to retrieve them anyway?" And the king says, "No, that Glorio came up to him and says he knew someone who could possibly beat Goma," which is also kind of setting up the trick of like, yo, is Glorio actually a good guy? Because he's getting caught in a lie. Because he said at first that the king told him. He didn't say he came up to the king, but the king told him. Pansy is then surprised and says, okay, like, because he finds out that Gloria went to the outer world to retrieve Goku and Kai. And, like, so she's like, no wonder you don't have pointy ears and you have round ears. And she's like, why are the people from the outer world so strong? And I guess it's just, they just be training. And the demon world, they don't. We find out that the king wants Goma defeated so he can become the true king of all the demon worlds, and he wants to bring peace to it. So he actually wants to be a good king and doesn't want to take gold from the villagers and steal their lifespan. The king then offers Goku Panty's hand in marriage, saying, "Hey, if you can beat this guy, you can marry my daughter." And she's obviously upset. She's like, "Dad, you don't have the control of that." He's like, "Well, I mean, not now. When you're older." And Goku's just like, I'm okay. I'm already married and I have children," which obviously shocks the Demon King and Pansy, and they're confused because, like, of course, Goku looks like a child, and they kind of go on like, "So does everyone in your race look like children?" Kai eventually just tells them straight up that Goma turned them on to children, and that Goma also kidnapped their friend Dende, and that they are after they're here basically to retrieve Dende and actually kind of use the Dragon Balls that are there. So obviously the king is shocked. He's like, "Yo, so you want to fight the Tamagamis?" Like, because of course we've been getting hyped up about these guys, like who kind of look like a Beetleborg, like Power Rangers, that they are extremely strong. That no one has ever used these Dragon Balls. That's how strong these guys are. So it's like kind of confusing. Like, well, not even confusing. It's like just hyping them up well because like not even Deborah, again, someone who is Cell level 2, like perfect Cell, like Super Saiyan 2 strength, could not beat these guys. So again, hyping these guys up. But they tell them like, no, Goku and them are really about it. They'll be able to get the Dragon Balls. I mean, they beat Majin Buu, who was like believed to be unbeatable. The Gloria then asks for the plane from the king, saying like, "Yo, we need the plane to get to the other world so we can go stop Goma." But before the king says okay, he wants to see Goku in action. I mean, you're hiring this guy, so of course you want to see what he's really about. So he sets up a match between Goku and his guards, saying if they win, they all get raises. But I feel bad for them because they don't really know what's about to happen. Goku gets hyped because he's like, yo, this is actually going to be some good practice for me. I've been wanting to get my hands like dirty. The king tries telling the guards like, hey, this isn't killing, and there's and don't. I'm like, he just wants them to beat him and no weapons. But Goku's like, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. They can use their weapons. I don't mind. It's still going to be easy for them. And as he says that, he jumps down and proceeds to lay the smackdown on all of them. Like, I felt bad for these guards because, again, they had no idea what they were walking into. Again, Goku is someone who has fought MajinBuu and beat him, and he's stronger than him. And even though he is nerfed right now because he got turned into a children, he still has all his fighting knowledge. And he's kind of getting used to the demon ear and his smaller body. So he's just beating on all these guards, like not wasting his time. But again, the the choreography of the fights are again super good. This is some of the best fighting scenes I've seen in Dragon Ball in a long time. I mean, it's like it's just showing different styles of Goku tripping up their legs, hopping around, just laying the smack on all of them. Eventually, some of the guards try and hold him down. They're like, "Yo, hold his arms and legs," but again, it's not gonna work because Goku's like, while he's getting gripped up, we get a few moments of Goku turning Super Saiyan, and like kind of the air pressure blows them all back. And like the shockwave is just too much for them, which is also kind of cool because if you remember on Dragon Ball GT, the first time we saw Super Saiyan in GT was episode 5, just like Daima. We go back to Goku's like fighting off the rest of them. He takes out the biggest one. He does the bear's flick right on his forehead, and there's one like behind him, and he's like, "Yo, I'm done. I don't want to fight this guy no more. He is way too much." So we eventually transition to them like on the plane, like they're packing up the plane, and they're just getting ready to go. They have to get a new passcode to warp because every time you go to warp, you have to switch it up. Like, of course, they're trying to prevent demons from going to the outer world or any other places. So they're Kai is like, hey, do you mind sending someone to tell our friends that passcode to retrieve them? Because if you remember, at the end of episode 2, they weren't able to send the passcode to them, so they weren't going to be able to come. So then I know the king's like, okay, I got you. The king calls to a Majin named Hibis, who's kind of just doing ballet. He's just kind of clueless, kind of goofy. He's like, hey, I need you to do something. And of course, Hibis is like, yo, but I had a hair appointment. And he just has this one little curly hair, and the king's like, you could deal with that later. So he's like, okay, I'll do what you want. And he's like, yo, where are these guys out in the outer world? It's huge. I have no idea. He pulls out this purple device that kind of looks like the Dragon Radar, but it's like a map of all the universes, which is really cool. And then Goku shows him where he needs to pick up his friends. Pansy is like, then we go to quickly to Pansy, and she is like packing up the car, like the plane with more of her supplies. And her dad's like, yo, what are you doing? Like, and she's like, yo, I'm good with machines. I don't think any of them are, so I gotta join them on this. And Goku asks Gloria, like, yo, bro, are you good with machines? It's like, nah, that's not really my specialty. I do different things. So Goku's like, yeah, this is perfect. We need her. She should just join us. And so she decides to join Goku and friends on their journey to stop Goma. So, but before, like, while, like, after they agree that Pansy can join them, like, a little fist bump between Pansy and Goku, everyone's boarding the plane, but Kai's like, hey, hold up. Like he brings up what I said earlier, that it's a little suspicious what that Glorio's kind of lying to them. He said that he was first told by the king, but it turns out he went to the king and told him about everything going on, and no wonder he was kind of shocked that they were children. So we need to be suspicious of Glorio. And of course, Goku not caring. He's like, I mean, he seems to be cool. It's like, why does it even matter? And it just doesn't care a process to Goku. So they both hop on the plane, join Pansy and Glorio. And we're nearing towards the end of the episode as they just start flying off, heading towards warp. Glorio's like, yo, it's going to take about 4 days before we can get to warp basically. And Goku's obviously upset, but Pan's like, yo, it's not that bad. And we end the episode off with the engine starting the rumble and going on and off. And it's because they have too much weight and they end up crashing. And that is the end of episode 5 of Dragon Ball Daima. Again, another 10 out of 10 episode. Daima's doing so much better than everyone thought it was. It's really good. It looks beautiful. The fight scenes are great. The characters that we meet are goofy in a typical Akira Toriyama fashion. They give off that vibe that they were made by him. And it just looks really good. I'm having a lot of fun with this series. And I'm excited for next week because we get a little we got a little trailer of next week, and we saw Glorio and Goku going at it, and that's something I wanted right from the bat. I wanted to see Glorio versus Goku to see who might be stronger out of the two of them at this moment, with Goku with a smaller body. But I hope you enjoyed the episode. Tell me what your favorite part was. What do you think of Pansy and her father? What do you think about Glorio? Is he hiding secrets from us? You tell me in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.